All right, let's do this. Hi, my name is Sri, and this is going to be a 1-year ownership review of the new Himalayan. Yes, as you might have guessed it, I am in the middle of a desert. So yes, the Himalayan is branded to be the all-purpose motorcycle, and mostly people usually take it to the mountains. But I thought, let me just do something different. So I came to Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. So 1-year ownership of this bike. Uh, I decided to go for this bike because it was something really out of the blue. It was redesigned from the ground up from the old Himalayan 411, and I had the Interceptor 650. As much as I really love it, and I have really worked on it quite a lot, but I wanted an all-purpose motorcycle that I can take it to these beautiful places. So the timing was just perfect when it launched on 7th of November 2023, and yep, ever since I am extremely happy. Extremely happy. Talking about the positives, you can take this bike anywhere. Trust me, I've taken this bike on the dunes. I have gunned this bike on the middle of the highway at speeds of over 150, which is amazing. By the way, I don't really advise you to do that on open roads, but if there is a really vast land and there is nobody in sight, yes, you can do this. And of course, if you are in a controlled environment like that, great. Seating position is very comfortable on this. I am 6'2", 190 centimeters, and I have no problems whatsoever flat-footing this bike. People do usually say that this is a little top heavy, which I agree with them. Yes, it is. If you don't have the leg muscles of doing this, you might be a little overworked, I would say. Shorter riders can also enjoy this bike because the seat is adjustable to from 845, and it can go as low as 825. There's an adjustment. However, as you might have noticed, I have a different seat. This is the rally seat that comes for the bike. It costs about 4950 rupees, and this increases the seat height by 859 millimeters. This is very hard seat, and I love it. I have toured on this. I rode about 4 or 5 hours on this. Not a thing. I wouldn't complain. I came from Gurgaon to Jodhpur to Pokhran to Jaisalmer, and the seat is just absolutely fantastic. This is a rally seat. It is supposed to be hard, so it's doing its job purposefully. I would also, down the line, I would get a rally cowl as well. It looks to me really cool. The purpose of it is to just make the bike look even better. It does. However, I think that it has a larger fairing, so it would be stopping from the mud coming to the sides if you get stuck in the mud, which I think is the exact purpose of the rally cowl. Number two, a very important thing, I would get a big touring windshield for this bike because the wind buffeting is way too much. I wouldn't call it a buffeting, it is actually a wind blast. And what happens is, if you have a helmet on and you're riding at the speed of 140, 150, you're constantly trying to stop your neck from going back. And you're fighting a lot of wind also that's coming on your chest. So as a result, you get fatigued out, which I did, and I felt a little drowsy, so we stopped. But come on, 450cc liquid cooled engine gives you a mileage of about 30 kilometers per liter. This is absolutely fantastic. The weight of the bike is about 196 kilos, which is easily manageable. The foot pegs, yes, there is some vibrations, and RoyalEnfield could have done something about those. The vibration kicks in at about 85 kilometers per hour, and it sort of stops when you cross 120. And the sweet spot and cruising speed of any bike is between those speeds only. So it's a bit challenging. You feel a little ticklish for a while. However, the proper way to counteract that would be to get proper riding gear, proper gloves, so that it absorbs excess vibrations. That's the way to tackle it. Heating issues? None. None whatsoever. Because if you are wearing proper gears, you wouldn't be complaining about heating issues. And yes, this I have used this bike for the longest time as a daily commuter. I've had this bike for about a year, and I do use it alternatively between the Interceptor and the Himalayan. Great for daily commute as well. Potholes, it is very forgiving, very forgiving. The suspensions are amazing. In future, down the line, if some aftermarket company comes with an aftermarket front suspension, I would definitely opt for it. Adjustability is something which everybody likes. But the general setup of the front suspension is great. Some people are really enjoying using their Splendors. I couldn't take this on the dune on the first try, and people are doing it on their Passion Plus motorcycle, which is extremely lightweight, and they're just, I won't get carried away. And about the things that I've installed on this bike, a rally seat, which is very good. I've also added a clutch sleeve, and Vyaterra was very generous enough to send me a radiator guard. This is extremely important if you are touring. It's made of mild steel, very durable, black powder coated. Royal Enfield also makes this. That comes in silver though. I really thought that adding a silver piece to such a pretty looking bike, other than the exhaust, aesthetically that didn't look pleasing to me. I'm not dissing that product, but the black just seems to gel very well with it. About the maintenance of this bike, I would be getting it serviced. That will be my third service, and the service cost is about 500 or 700 rupees, because for the first 4 services, the labor charge is free. You'll be only paying for the consumables, that is the oil that will be going on this. After the third service, which is about at 10,000 kilometers, I'm already at 9,300 kilometers. I would be getting liquid moly oil in this, which is very good, and I have the same oil in my Interceptor as well. I will also be getting, the future products for this bike would be that I would be installing fully adjustable mirrors, which I saw on my friend Sandeep's Ducati, which is really good. You can adjust it in various different ways. Plus, that also gels with the look of the bike. If PowerEdge decides to make an exhaust for this, definitely I'm going for the PowerEdge exhaust for this motorcycle. But other than that, there are no plans to sell this bike in the future. I want to take this touring to as many places as I can, starting with Jaisalmer, Rajasthan. And tires, of course, these tires are really good for road. It is 80% on-road and 20% off-road, which is pretty decent, I would say. But if you plan to do a little off-road, you do need tires with a better grip. I'm thinking about going with the Rice Motor tires, which are very good. I've heard good reviews about them. But with Rice Motor, I think they offer about 70% on-road and 30% off-road, and have a decent tread pattern on the tire, which is what I'm looking for. You might have noticed, I have also got cross-spoke tubeless wheels on this. They are good. The problem with those is the technicians at Royal Enfield do not know how to true it, how to service it. So your bike, you will find your bike leaning towards the right, which is fine, I think. It's okay. Yeah, other than that, the bike it's good. The gear shifts on this bike are so smooth. If you are worried about that the chassis will break, all those stories which you are seeing on Instagram and on YouTube and on other news channels and all, let me start by saying, not every bike will break. You don't have to get scared like that. I mean, if you think about it, even iPhones at their time started to explode. Even Samsung started to explode. But still people buy Samsung and iPhone. So that tells you that a couple of defected products of those unlucky people doesn't mean that the brand is really bad and you shouldn't buy the motorcycle. I would still say go for a test drive, take multiple test drives as much as you can, and I think you'll find yourself liking this bike even more if you come to a place like this. I mean, come on. This is such a good place. I couldn't be happier, and I couldn't be more excited to shoot this video right here in the desert of 1-year ownership review of Himalayan. This is Sri. Thank you so much for watching. So if you like this video, do consider giving it a thumbs up. That motivates me to make more content. And do comment. What do you think about this video? I read and respond to all. And also your suggestions, what I can do in the future. So that kind of keeps me motivated to do more and more for you guys. Thank you so much. This is Sri.